Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe football show. Listen, I'm excited because, of course, I get to welcome back everyone's favourite Blades fan. It's Hal. If you don't know about Hal, because the last time Hal was on the channel was 2 seasons, was it? No, 3 seasons maybe? Like in its infancy, weren't it? It's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I've missed you so much, brother, honestly. And I want to say congratulations on the success of this channel. It started from an acorn, and look at it now. It's a giant Joe-shaped oak.
I love it. This is why everyone loves Hal, and hopefully we'll see him on the White Rose Rivals going into next season as well, because that was a fun show that everyone keeps asking about. And to be honest, everyone goes, "Are you getting Hal? Are you getting Hal?"
Everyone.
Yeah. Well, they are, mate. Look, they're in the chat now. Hal 900, Hal's back. You know, there's a lot of love
Hal
for
9,000. Let's get that
9,000,
right, Joe.
sorry, yeah, massive, a strong point.
That is a reference to Space Odyssey 2001, the movie by Stanley Kubrick.
There you go. See, knowledge. Someone's just said it's announced. Has it officially been announced while we're live on air? I mean,
do you know what?
It has.
I was going to say, even if it hasn't, this deal is done.
Yeah, of course. I brought you on, obviously, to give us the inside track on Jaden Bogle, and maybe even give us a little tidbits on how this deal came to pass. But first, before we do that, how are you finding Jamie Shack? How has he settled in, mate?
I like Jamie Shackleton because he's a great height for a man. It's a similar height to my good self, and I respect anyone of that stature. He reminds me of Ben Osborne, who was my previous favourite Sheffield United player, because he's someone who clearly just gives everything. And you know what? Someone who gives everything might not have like as much ability as maybe previous right backs that we've had, but if they're going to give everything, I'll always take that over lazy with lots of ability. And he certainly isn't lazy. He's hardworking, and I respect that. And you know what? For me, he could be our starting right back in the Championship this season. Whether he will be or not remains to be seen.
Yeah. So is that where he's been playing him in pre-season then? Right back, not in midfield?
Right back, it looked like, but of course, we've only really had one glimpse of him, and we'll have to wait and see because it's so early. It's hard to tell, isn't it? You know, midfield could be where Wilder sees him, but I don't think so because we're stacked in midfield.
Okay, yeah, you are. Gus Hamer. Talk to me about Hamer, because there was something announced. Because I was looking at your midfield, Hamer, O'Hare, and the like, thinking, oh, Sheffield United might be in the shit, but they've still got a good side. Kiefer Moore coming in and all this sort of stuff. So talk to me about Hamer, because then I seen a piece yesterday saying that he's got a relegation release clause. Is that right?
Listen, right? You know I don't swear. So Sheffield United are not in the S, and we'll have less of that potty mouth.
Sorry,
right,
I apologise.
You know, my channel's a family channel, and there'll be people that have come from that, and they'll hear this, and they'll never have heard language like that before, and they'll ask, what does that mean, mummy? And you know, it's an awkward conversation because if you go to football, of course, you never hear bad language.
No, never.
You know what? We're going to be fine, and just stop telling people that Gus Hamer or Hamer. Both are fine.
Okay.
I don't mind. He's actually confused us with how you say it, and commentators tend to mix it up. We've had a lot of players like that no one, even when they've left, ever really knew how to say their name.
Yeah.
Sanderberger was one of those great examples. Burge.
Sanderberge. No?
Berge, as he actually said it himself. Anyway, but no,
we have it with Strauch, Struick. Even people still manage to get that wrong now. You know.
Yeah. I think we'll be fine. Is sort of the short answer to what you said.
I've been out with my mates this afternoon. Just come back, and someone tagged me in Chris Wilder's interview. I feel like the rivalry between Chris Wilder, Sheffield United, and Leeds United might have just started to, the wheels might have started to go in motion again with his little bit of. I don't know if he was taking shots at Jaden Bogle. He seemed to say, I hope the Sheffield United fans treat him well, but he did say that, I can't put a gun to his head with a pen in his hand and force him to sign. He's basically said Jaden wanted to move to Leeds. What are your thoughts on that, Hal?
Yeah, I mean, for Blades fans, we will be disappointed to see him go. 1, because he's a good player. 2, to go to a division rival, never mind a geographical rival, because that doesn't really, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't really matter. This is a division rival. We are both going to be going for promotion. And you don't want to lose one of your first 11 players whenever you're battling a rival. So we'll be disappointed with that. But Jaden made it very clear, and I don't know why, but he made it very clear that he wanted to leave. I could have a guess why. more money. He'll have been offered more money from Leeds United. I don't know how much a week that would be. I could speculate. I might get it right. I might get it wrong. It doesn't really matter. But he also will have believed in the Leeds United project. And this is what happened with the player I mentioned before, Berge. He will have also believed in the Burnley project that was sold to him by Vincent Kompany at the time. And now Bogle will have thought, do you know what? I believe Leeds United have got a better chance of promotion than Sheffield United. Whether I believe that or not is irrelevant.
Well, I was just going to ask you that because, I guess tribalism will come into it. I don't mind the Blades. I genuinely don't. But I think we're better set up for it. But I'm going to say that, aren't I? I don't know. How do you feel? Where is... Thank you, Matt. Do you remember Matt? You remember Matt, don't you?
Do I remember Matt? I talk to Matt on an almost hourly basis. Matt's a wonderful human, and he and I share many great conversations, and our ethos is indeed similar.
Yeah, definitely. Right, okay, so has he joined a better project? Because there are financial issues at the Blades, no? Or is that a lie?
Well, will there be? Because we're subject at the moment to a takeover.
Yes.
And that is by, apparently, we don't actually know who, but apparently there might be Americans in the mix. And, Leeds United fans will be able to relate to what that's all about. So we'll see. We'll see. Of course, we don't know who they are yet. So that's just pure guesswork and some reports from various people in the media, because it's all been kept hush-hush. I'd imagine many an NDA has been signed, and people can't say things. And that's usually the way these things go. It's been protracted. But imagine if that happens, the Blades might end up having loads of cash. So necessarily the project wouldn't necessarily be for Leeds better, because we might be able, before the transfer deadline, to make great strides and big additions. So maybe Jaden Bogle should have waited to see what happened. But he might also just have wanted a change of scenery and a new challenge. And he's given us 4 great years, and you can't really say no to that.
Yeah. There was a toss-up for Leeds United. It seemed like Connor Roberts was waiting in the wings. He was here on loan January, and it looked like he was very much second option. I've had a few debates with people saying, well, they're the same level, and, they're both championship right-backs. And I've disagreed, Hal, and said, actually, he's 23-year-old. He's got huge potential still. And, has played in the Premier League and played really well last season, got a couple of goals as well. I did have a Sheffield United pal of mine actually message me earlier on and said, and I wanted to get your opinion on it, but I'm just going to bring up his message actually. He said, look, giving my honest opinion, great going forward, but he tends to be out of position. He's slow getting back and can sometimes leave massive gaps in behind. So it's very much great going forward, poor at the back. Would you agree with that sentiment, Hal, or has he been a little bit harsh or salty?
No, I would agree with that. And actually, I would say Jaden Bogle presents himself very much as a right midfielder. And I've always thought that's where he'd be best suited. In fact, his debut when he came on against Brighton, we'd been waiting ages to see this Jaden Bogle that had been signed. We never did. And finally, Brighton away, he gets thrown on at right midfield, scores. And we're like, who's this lad? Where's he been? And then never really played there again. He was right wing back because we played 3 at the back. We're not going to play that this season. We're going to play 4 at the back. And perhaps that was in Wilder's thinking because he's not the best defensively. So do you want him as a right back? Possibly not. Right wing back? Definitely so. Right midfielder, right winger. I mean, some Blades fans were speculating for a long time he could play right centre mid. He never did because we'd played 3 in the middle. So that could have worked. We never played with wingers. So he wouldn't really have got an opportunity to play right midfield, right wing. We're going to play with wingers this season. So it's kind of annoying that he's left when he has because we could have maybe pushed him further forward where he is so good going forward. And sometimes, that's fair, can be found wanting defensively. But I actually think that when you look at the stats for Bogle, it actually tells a slightly different story. He is actually better defensively than the eye test sometimes gives him credit for. And he is, for me, become a better defender. He's not as good a defender as George Baldock, who we also had at the same time. We've actually lost both our sort of first choice right wing backs. I don't really know how we've had it that we had two players that really shouldn't ever have been behind the other. They're both just as good. Baldock was fantastic defensively, not very good going forward. And Bogle, I suppose, because he was compared with Baldock, would have always looked the better at the other side of the game. But perhaps if we hadn't had Bogle, we wouldn't have noticed the defensive frailties so much. But I think he's worked on those, and I think he'll be fine. Certainly in the Championship, he'll be absolutely fine defensively.
It's quite interesting because we had our first pre-season game yesterday and we played with a back three and wing backs. Junior Firpo, a lot like Jaden Bogle, he was a car crash in the Premier League, real car crash. However, in the Championship, really found his feet and we got more out of him from an attacking perspective. Because if we're being honest, Hal, if you're one of the better teams, you don't have to do that much defending. Leeds United, for a period, went 13 games without conceding a goal last season. So I think Jaden will, like you said, we'll probably see the massive upside of him in the Championship, and then maybe if we get promoted, we might be like, right, okay, this is where we're having issues because he's up against better players, better profile of winger and much more trickier players than we find in the Championship. I'm going to share you a quick image, mate. Does this hurt? Like, is he a fan's favourite, Bogle? Will this hurt? Will he get booed when he returns back to Bramall Lane?
God, my eyes. But actually, I've said this to you before. My wife's from, she's Greek Cypriot, but she grew up in Leeds. Yeah. And my mother-in-law is still in Leeds. And, I just want to take a quick moment to say that now I've left the UK, looking back at what's going on, it actually breaks my heart to see some of the scenes in Leeds. And I have nothing but the most respect for everyone going through all that. It looks really, really difficult. And I've been speaking to my mother-in-law, and she's very, very close to where all that's happening. And that brings me absolutely no joy. That makes me sad. And I want the best for everyone involved. And I'll leave it at that. But I don't hate Leeds United like a lot of Sheffield United fans do. I've bored you with some of my stories of when I was a kid, and I got tours of Ellen Road and all that sort of stuff. But I'm a Blade, and I didn't want him to go to a division rival. And it does hurt seeing him sort of sign for a team that we know we're going to be up against. You don't have to.
He looks nice in white. He looks nice. In white.
There's quite a bit of red on that shirt, actually.
Don't. You're not allowed to say that.
Quite a bit of red. Out of interest, are you going to be buying that shirt, or is it a boycott situation?
I've not bought it, no.
But are Leeds United fans boycotting because of the red? And there's quite a lot of red.
No, they are buying it, and it looks actually clean on. To be honest, we get the away strip next week, and they've gone back to the smiley badge, which will sell like hotcakes. It's all yellow for once, which will sell like hotcakes. And the Red Bull is just Red Bull lettering in blue. So I think the away strip will just fly off the shelves. I think very much it seemed like Red Bull, this was the sweetener. Like, even in the press release, it was very much like, the logo might be on there, but I think that's the trade-off. They've said, okay, you can have the logo. It would be better if it were blue, but it is what it is. Like, it's not that deep for me.
What do you mean it is what it is? Isn't the McDonald's not red and in Leeds, near Ellen Road?
No, I don't think. Is it?
Someone told me that. Like, that's like one of the only McDonald's where they've taken the red out. So that might be like an urban legend.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Honestly, I haven't been, mate, because I've been working for that long. But I'm just trying to think back.
Oh, maybe someone will know.
Yeah, someone will in the chat.
Bogle
sure.
leaving. I don't know if the official fee's been released. I know that Sheffield United said what we wanted in terms of a fee, and I think it'll probably get to that. It was very publicly publicised that 7 million was what we valued him at, which is actually a very high fee considering he was in the last 12 months of his contract. His contract ran out. We extended it. We had an option to extend. He wouldn't have wanted to extend. So we extended it just so we could get some money for him. I'd imagine there'll be sell-on. Probably we usually do 15% sell-on. And there'll be achievable add-ons, absolute guaranteed achievable add-ons that Sheffield United will make this season, as long as Bogle doesn't get injured. And he has had his injuries. Yeah,
so flat fee 5, and there is going to be add-on. Well, we assume there might be add-ons on there that could take it up to the 7 that was originally quoted by Sheffield United.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that the original fee might be even slightly more than that. Right? Really? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, this is where propaganda from both sides come in, isn't it? We see it all the time. Leeds United will say, we played 4.5, rising to 5, and then Sheffield United will say X, Y, Z. But we know how this works. I'm really excited by the signing of him. Still 23 as well. He seems to have played a hell of a lot of football for such a young lad, really.
considering his injury record as well.
Yeah.
He has. But you know what? You will love him. It pains me to say it because I would still love him to be playing for us. And he's just been really, really good, and someone that Sheffield United fans have taken to our hearts. But he actually leaves a little bit of a bitter taste because it's been clear from Chris Wilder's comments that Bogle wanted to leave. And I think all fans feel this way with any player. If you don't want to play for our club, rinse the other club for as much as you can and say goodbye.
Yeah. And I remember you putting a tweet out when it was first announced and we'd had a chat, and then I seen you put a tweet, what's he worth? And there was a lot of fans saying like 10 to 12, etc. Had he have been in, let's say he's in contract, he's got 3 years left. What kind of a fee do you think you're putting on him then?
Well, look, let's be honest. There's the English tax.
Yeah, of course.
Because I live abroad now, as you know, and I work with a lot of people who are from different countries. And so, for example, I speak to friends who support Bundesliga teams, and they'll sign players from Scandinavia, from Holland, and they'll pay like 2 to 4 million for players that you think, wow, like if he was in England or going to an English club or English, you'd be talking 10, 12 million.
Yeah.
And you suddenly add these huge fees on. So I'm taking it, bearing in mind the English tax. Bogle, with a 3-4 year contract, 12 million is probably a fair nowadays, which I still think is ridiculous because I remember Alan Shearer 15 million being a world record. I still think that, that would be a fair amount in 2024.
Yeah. It's quite interesting you say that. I was watching a video and they were talking about this Euro deal and Man United fans getting excited that they got him from Real Madrid, and it turns out they're paying him £110,000 a week. And no wonder he chose them, and they're paying 70 million for him, and he's not played a hell of a lot of football. It's mad how wild it's got.
Well, it is mad, and it makes, probably you feel the same way as me, it makes Leeds United and Sheffield United fans surely think, if we get promotion to compete, we're going to have to, even if they're getting a free transfer, you're going to have to spend such silly amounts on wages just to be able to compete. And that's why the 3 teams that went up last season went straight back down. Yeah.
Talk to me about O'Hare, Hal, because Leeds United were muted with wanting O'Hare. I believe he may have even had talks. I don't know if you know that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. But he's a blade. Are you excited by that? I did chuckle when I did see the Hamer links, because I seen Hamer saying, he's been chatting to me all week trying to get me to sign, and then Hamer's going to go, bye Callum. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, the Gus Hamer or Hamer, links. He's been linked with a lot of teams. I mean, I'm not sure any of that's true. I think that might just be a bit of paper talk. O'Hare, I'm sure Leeds were interested. He's a good player. He was available on a free transfer. Who wouldn't? He's perfect for the Championship. We'd have to wait and see next season how he does in the Premier League. But he looked very good today. I watched the pre-season friendly online against Chesterfield, and Sheffield United were really strong. However, you got to take that with a pinch of salt. We're not playing teams that are of the same ability level. We have been playing teams like we've played York City and Chesterfield. I'm not sure how much you can read into beating both of them.
No, for sure. I mean, we played yesterday and beat Harrogate. It was just great to have Leeds back, but there is still massive holes in our team. We still need some further additions, but I'm excited for the season. Gutted we didn't go up.
I'm doing my championship predictions video tomorrow, and I'm not quite sure where to put Leeds. So you give me where you think Leeds will finish, and I'll put what you say.
We're going to win the league.
Well, I'm not going to say that, obviously, on a Sheffield United channel, am I?
Put us second then, mate. Put us second then.
Are you really that confident?
I was post-season after Southampton. I was really positive. However, the summer's not gone as well as I'd have planned. But I do think maybe by the end of the window, we'll be strong. Somerville Nonto staying, that's a big thing. I don't think neither of them will. But who we replaced them with, we were linked with Liam Miller. I think you folks were as well for a period.
Still are.
So maybe we'll compete for that one as well. I don't know. Look, we have continuity. We were in here last season. We got 90 points. I think you's coming down initially, Hal. I wrote yous off. I did. But seeing the signings, hearing Wilder talk, I'm like, no, actually, they're going to have a bit about them. I had a lad, the same lad who told me about thing, told me you had one striker. We're going to get relegated. No one's signing deals and all this. This was quite some time ago. I think, what did he say? We've got, as it stands, we've got one striker, Will Usla, 19-year-old who scored one goal against...
Asula,
there you go.
Asula, he is so cooler.
But that was a couple of weeks ago now, and now you see Kiefer Moore, O'Hare. I'm like, okay, Sheffield United are here. Luton will be strong. I'm not convinced by Scott Parker, if I'm honest. I think it's a poor appointment.
He's got 2 promotions on his CV.
But with very good sides in Bournemouth and Fulham. Very good.
I think Burnley are still a very good side.
Fair. Your rivals, Wednesday, will be very good under Danny Roll. Very good.
He's a very good manager, you're right.
Yes. But I just think we're going to be up there. We're up there. We got 90 points last season. I've said if we're not front and centre after 10 games, Farker will be sacked.
Interesting. Well,
I really like him, but having seen how it went last season, I think the 49ers will be brutal because there's no excuses. Last season there was because of these loan clauses. They'll very much say because we didn't get our first win until till September, whereas this season he needs to be front and centre, and if not, he will get sacked. So,
and that's what cost Leeds United. You got in the Championship. You got to start. You either got to start well to get automatic, or finish well to get in the playoffs and be that 6th place team that is on a crest of a wave and wins the playoffs. Yeah. That's it. There's no other option.
Do you expect a similar season to last? I don't know if you watch much of it, but obviously there was 3 teams that got over 90 points, and Southampton got 87, so we're just 3 off it. Do you expect, say, Leeds United and the 3 relegated teams to pull away? Do you think that could happen?
I think that's a really, really good question because there's so many strong teams. It's actually going to be an exciting championship, and I do think Luton will do well. I do think Burnley will do well. I think it'll be interesting to see where Ollie McBurney lands. Does he return to the Red and White Wizards, or does he go somewhere else? I would suggest. I don't know. He hasn't decided yet. But I would hope that he would return to United, and then we've got even more firepower, and then you've got West Brom well managed, Coventry are still a decent side, Middlesbrough will kick on, and you've mentioned Leeds United. It's going to be fascinating, and we'll have to see how some of the teams that no one's mentioning, like Hull City, they're either going to completely fall away because they've lost such key players, or there'll be a surprise package. There might be a surprise package in someone like QPR.
Rossini was the wrong decision.
I think we all think that, but we'll have to see how the new German lad gets on.
Yeah, we will. Thanks for watching, Lee Bowyer. Thanks, mate. I don't know why you've sat through 23 minutes of me being absolutely clueless, mate. I'd probably recommend going and watching someone else.
I met Lee Bowyer in a McDonald's near Ellen Road back in the 90s, but it was a yellow and red McDonald's. Yeah.
And it was the real Lee Bowyer, not this one, Moonlight.
Well, we don't know who this... we've no idea. This could be the real Lee Bowyer. Do you know what you're doing there? You're looking clueless, Joe.
I don't know what I'm looking clueless for saying that we win the league. Like, we were 3rd last season. I don't think it's
equally. You don't know what Lee Bowyer is referencing to your cluelessness. You've said quite a lot in 24 minutes. Could be many things. Could be when you said...
Is it facts? Is it facts or an opinion? What do we reckon?
No, it's an opinion. But he could be saying that you're clueless when saying everyone wanted me back.
True.
So it could be actually a dig at me. It's a dig at me.
We'll go with that. So you mentioned injury record. Talk to me about it. I weren't aware of this.
So unfortunately, Jaden has had injuries, and there've been injuries at kind of key times when, like, George Baldock was out, and then it was going to be very obvious that Bogle would be the main man, and then the last thing you want when you've got your opportunity is to get an injury, and Bogle unfortunately suffered a few injuries. I wouldn't say he's injury prone, but he's had an injury history. He's missed some games because of injuries, and you always, when you're signing a new player, you want to know the areas that they've had like problems. He had a really long knee problem in 2022, for example. He missed it was like 30 games or something. It was just it was crazy. And last season he just had sort of niggles, and those sort of things at 23 can be a concern. He might put them behind him and never have another injury problem. And of course, for the lad, I'd love that to be the case. Or when you've had a serious injury, you can sometimes see a recurrence.
We're quite light, and we have Sam Byram, who basically has to have near enough surgery after every game to try getting through the next one. He's literally broken. The mad thing is, Hal, the last time Byram played as many minutes as he did last season was when he was actually at Leeds United way back when he went to West Ham, Norwich. So he's been managed perfectly, but we can't have Bogle getting injured and then having to rely on Byram, it'd be a bit of a car crash. You're getting a lot of love. Theo says, never seen this lad before, but he's class. Get his channel tag. I have now done that, folks, so it's in the title, so it's not in the description. All you need to do is click it. It's called Sheffield United Way. It's Nick and Hal. It's a great channel. It is a fantastic channel.
And that's the right order. It is Nick and Hal. Very much so. And Theo is the name of my nephew. And actually, before I did this, my nephew just sent me a little video, and he was just saying that he's got the New England shirt with Bellingham on the back. And
Nice.
Theo, I'll tell him to watch this. We'll give my Theo a little shout out. He recently signed for Watford, so that's exciting.
Nice. So, is this the Theo that had gone to Sheffield United with you, but also had another?
You remembered. Good
I
memory.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, so his dad supports Derby County.
That
So
was
my
it.
sister's husband. My sister supports Sheffield United, obviously.
Yes.
And we had taken Theo when he was at a tiny... He's now 9. We had taken him when he was absolutely tiny to the Blades twice. And he decided after those experiences and watching Derby County to support Manchester United. It's not funny.
No shout out for you, Theo, unfortunately.
Yeah,
on
do you
this
know
channel.
what? Theo, your shout out is retracted, and your brother, Rafe, is a Sheffield United fan. He gets a shout out.
Yeah, big up to Rafe.
Hi, Rafe. All right,
yeah,
Rafe.
hi,
Good
Rafe.
lad.
Why? Oh, I don't know. I don't know why, man. Yeah, nah.
Don't. Do you know what he actually said to me? Uncle Hal, you look a bit like Bruno Fernandes, so that's why I like Manchester United.
This is so true, though, isn't it? It is so true.
I don't think it is. I don't see it myself.
You definitely do look like Bruno.
I'm not having that. I get told I look like all sorts of men
Yeah.
with dark hair and a beard. Some with glasses, some without.
Definitely. Christopher Junction says, keep on striving, Joe, marching on together for the new season. Thank you very much, Christopher. I'm going to because I know you've got to finish soon, Hal. You're in Cyprus, I believe. Is it Cyprus?
So it's nearly 10:30. It's
No.
late.
Yeah, nearly bedtime for you. Will Jaden Bogle be a success for Leeds United?
Yeah, he'll be a huge success. Your fans will adore him. Unfortunately, he'll probably have 2 really good games against the Blades. I hope he doesn't score. He is a defender.
I hope he does this.
If he does,
He
that,
won't,
that
will he? He won't. But it
don't know.
depends if you give him stick.
Well, we won't. We should. We might give him stick because of the way he's left. We shouldn't give him stick because he gave us everything. He's a goal-scoring right wing back. That's what I would say. Be excited. He's got a trick or two. He takes a decent throw in. He's one that'll get stuck in, but also has flair. You know, great cross on him, and just does the odd
corners by any chance?
No, I've never seen
No.
him take a. Maybe he can, but we've always had other players take the set pieces.
Yeah. Because we don't have we didn't score 1 goal from a set piece last season.
Should have signed Ben Osborne then.
Yeah. And our midfielders scored the rippled amount of 1 goal, and that was in the playoff semi-final against Norwich, which coincidentally was a free kick. But outside of that, we were Somerville FC. He got 18 goals and so many assists. So we'll see how this season transpires.
Do you remember, before I go, do you remember when Somerville was a supermarket chain? Somerville's, do you remember that?
Summerfield, no?
That's it. I was thinking of
Summerfield.
Summerfield.
Yeah.
And there was Gateway as
Summerfield.
well.
Don't remember Gateway. No.
I am older than you, although I'm still
do you remember
very
Quick
young.
Save?
Oh, I do. Do you remember Cost Cutter?
Yes, yeah. Cost Cutter's still a thing, I think.
Is it? I don't know. I have not lived in the country for nearly 3 years.
Yeah, definitely. Quick Save, I remember Quick Save, yeah. Pretty poor, yeah. Anyway,
and
we digress, don't we? We always do this, Hal. Listen, mate, thank you so much for coming on. Would you like to just quickly promote your channel and tell people what's on there and what kind of...
Yeah, I mean, if there's any Leeds United fans that want to watch Sheffield United content, then...
well, there's the Shackleton stuff.
There's
which
the
I'm on.
Shackleton stuff. And to be honest, I am recording a video with Nick tomorrow about championship predictions, which I will now be saying Leeds United will obviously win the league at a canter with 139 points or whatever.
Exactly.
I don't even know if that's possible. So, you can check the channel out and we'll be gratefully received. Give us a sub, even if you never watch it.
Yeah, make sure you do. It's a great channel, and they're both great lads, and you'll be seeing a lot more of them, no doubt, during this season, because I feel like we might have a little bit of a rivalry at the top of the table. It might be akin to the Bielsa Wild at that time, and when he called us all Muppets and stuff, and that was brilliant, weren't it? That was
going to be tasty.
Do you remember them games when Jack Clark, obviously, I think Dean Henderson makes the error, Gets crossed in by Pablo. Jack Clark scores.
I remember that game so much. I remember the one at Ellen Road better.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Basham?
Was it
Liam
Basham?
Liam Cooper losing out to Billy Sharp, Billy crossing and Basham arriving. I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember that one quite.
And
I remember David Brooks
down.
as well.
He was pissing down, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I remember David Brooks as well, scoring at Ellen Road for a win.
Are you linked to David Brooks again, by the way?
Yes, we have been linked with Brooks again. Whether that'll happen or not, who knows? What a player.
Yeah.
What a player.
We wanted him in January, but he went to Southampton. I won't mind him, he was very good at Southampton. But
Very good at Sheffield United as well.
It would be a nice return, wouldn't it, for him, considering everything he's gone through, and then if he were to return back to Sheffield United, it'd be quite the move.
Absolutely. And what a smashing lad as well.
Yeah. I hope you get him. There you go.
I hope we get him as well. And I hope that
go.
Jaden Bogle is good for you in all but 2 games.
Good stuff. Well, Hal, I will let you go. Thank you very much, mate. I'm going to stick around and talk to people, so when you're ready, pal, I'll let you go. Bye-bye, Hal.
Bye.
Bye, mate. Bye. There we go. There's Hal the Blade. Honestly, a true gent. Absolute great content creator. We'll be seeing a lot more of him. I've asked him if he'll come on the White Rose Rivals. He did say, a couple of weeks back now. So hopefully we'll see more of him, because him on there will just be absolutely great for the winding up section. But believe me. But yeah, make sure you check out Sheffield United Way. They are in the title. Did schedule this video. Basically, it was almost like it was ITK. It was almost like I knew it was happening. You know what I mean? It was almost like I knew it was going to be announced. Leeds United and Bogle transfer revelation and impact. I think Leeds United are probably going to say we're going to be getting him for 5, but based on what's Hal said to me, it could well be raising upwards to closer to 7. But again, I don't think it's a bad deal, even at 7, even if it gets to that. Definitely not. Let's have a look at the official announcement then from Leeds United. Do you know what, folks? I didn't want to stop Hal during his flow, but we've only got 255 likes. There's nearly 700 people here. Can we rectify that and smash the like, please? Come on. You know it makes sense. I am going to take this off because I don't need him anymore, because I'm not talking to anyone. Right, here is the official announcement. He looks good, doesn't he? He looks good. Jaden Bogle. Leeds United had allowed to announce the signing of Bogle from Sheffield United for an undisclosed fee. The 23-year-old fullback has put pen to paper on a 4-year deal at Ellen Road, cementing or committing his future with the Whites until the summer of 2028. Great to get him to a 4-year deal as well. Having spent time with Reading, Swindon, Derby County's academies throughout his career, Jaden would make his professional debut for the Rams in a Carabao Cup clash with Oldham Athletic at the start of the 18-19 season. Jaden Bogle actually is a bit infamous at Leeds United with these, because Jaden Bogle was one of the players in that playoff semi-final giving it this. I'd actually he would be my favourite thing for Jaden Bogle. If he was to score for Leeds and he made this his celebration, I think it'd be great. Sometimes when people have got something on you, if you just take the piss out of yourself, then it takes any power out of it. I think Jaden Bogle's celebration should be this. Yeah, it is what it is. As long as he wasn't the guy that took the shit inside Ellen Road, But this is what I mean, man. He will know all about Leeds United. Do you know what I mean? He will know all about that. But yeah, let's start the trend. Jaden Bogle's celebration to be this. Let's start it. Then he gets his chopper out and windmills. Maybe not. Maybe not that part, but yeah. Let's get back to the article. That campaign would prove to be a breakout year for the attacking-minded defender, where he would go on to make 40 Sky Bet Championship appearances, scoring twice and setting up 9 goals. So he got 9 assists that season. That's very good. Bogle would enjoy another impressive season at Pride Park the year after, before moving to Premier League side Sheffield United in 2020. A maiden top-flight outing came in a 1-1 draw for the Blades away against Brighton, with the fullback netting to put his side in the lead, which is what Hal's just said, right? He scored on his debut. He was instrumental in the Blades' promotion back to the top flight in 22-23, before making 36 appearances across all competitions last season, scoring 3 goals along the way. On the international front, Jaden has represented England at under-20s level, helping the Young Lions to a 4-0 victory over Guatemala on his debut in 2019. Don't think he'll be getting an England call-up anytime soon. Everyone at Leeds United would like to welcome Jaden to the club, who is our 4th arrival, which is a day. And I've been critical of the 49ers, but remember, this time last season, Ampadu was signed on the 19th. It's now the 20th, and we've signed 4 players this season. Decent. Progress. progress. He will now join up with Farke and the rest of the squad on their pre-season training camp in Germany. Just on the pre-season stuff, we'll play 2 games out there. We can't watch it live. However, the press are embargoed, which means after the game's been live, we'll be able to watch it. So I'm still going to be doing the watch-alongs. Because with them being embargoed, they won't be able to tell us the score. Right? Magic, who's the 4? Alex Cairns, Joe Rodon, Joe Rothwell, and Joe Bogle. Jaden Bogle, of course. So, yeah, that's official. Great signing. Great signing for the club. Over the moon with it. Now I don't know where we go next. Where do we go next? Do not know, Jack. Like, we still have, even the trust have asked. The trust have asked, like, the LUFC trust, I'll show you the tweet. They put a tweet out earlier on. 1 second. They replied to... okay. So I'll share some of the responses. I haven't seen some of these, but we'll have a look at some of the responses. It seems a bit mad. To be honest, they shouldn't charge us. Yeah, I know. I like it though. I think it works better like that than like this. Do you know what I mean? If I actually wear it like that, I think it works better. Staying now, baby, if you got to go away. Don't think I can take the pain, staying now. That one. Anyway, right. This was what's been said. So we'll just go through because it is a bit strange. What have the police got to do with it being streamed? That makes no sense. Presume so. Travelling fans don't turn up potentially. Because it's behind closed doors. Are they going to be live? I don't think we should be pay for them. Absolutely, and we've already stressed that to the club. There you go, and I agree with that. We shouldn't. We shouldn't have to pay for them. I will get to your super chat, Brian. We shouldn't have to pay for them if they're not even live. Trip to elsewhere. We can debate the level of challenge the club has put in, but ultimately the manager wanted to do pre-season here. Disappointing for those fans who would have travelled, but let's hope the lads get prepped. It's a policing decision. They won't give us a straight answer other than it being a high-risk game and not enough police. We've been speaking at the club over the last few weeks. Again, a police decision. Can't seem to find anyone who wants to provide a sensible answer. Why no fans from Leeds are allowed? And 2, no streaming until games finish. It's absolute madness. No one really has a clue. But ultimately, if we are going to get them, we shouldn't have to pay. However, I don't think that'll fly. Do you? It's hard, isn't it? Because I tend to agree, but then also the trust have spoke to the police. The police won't lie for Leeds. Would they? Why would the police lie for Leeds? Yeah. Police head of chief, Farke told me to lie. Do you know what I mean? I did believe this, but then when you actually deep it and think, well, if the trust have spoke to the police, then why? But then again, maybe it's due to the location. Now, I don't know how true this is, so fact check me, but I did read somewhere that maybe one of the clubs have a big Turkish representation, and it could be something to do with that, potentially, because obviously there is dual nationality, I think. If you think back to like Sami Khedira, Mesut Ozil, they've had Turkish players come through. I think Emre Can may also be Turkish, German, Turkish. So I did see somewhere that, and that would make sense because of the history that goes there. So look, it's all guesswork, and no one's actually said confirmed, denied, what actually is the crack, if you like. So like with the signings with myself, if no one tells us anything, we fill that void. Because we haven't had a correct answer, then we fill it with speculation. I think it might have been someone mentioned a scene that or it could be, so one saying Hanover, one saying Schalke. But it could be that. It's Schalke and Hanover that we are playing. Yeah. Oh, mate, I'd love him to do that, though. I'll do it. On the watch-alongs, when Bogle scores, I'll get my binoculars off and I'll be like, big up Jaden! Big up the Bogle! So, yeah, we'll never know. But it is frustrating, but we can't change it. So, we have to move, don't we? Look, I'm not expecting... I think we'll get a few quiet days now, from a Leeds United perspective. I want to know from you folks as well, where do we sign next? Genuine question. Where do we go? Where do Leeds go next? Right? Do we go left back? Do we go CM? Do we go striker? Or do we go centre back? No, we don't need a centre back now, you see. Not with Voba, De Bayo, Rodon, Ampadu, Strauch. Don't think you need one. So left back, because we only have one. Centre midfielder, because we've only got 3. Striker, because Bamford's not 8 and Pirro's a 10. Is them just the 3? Or do we put a winger? Do we put wing? We'll put wing. Yeah, get the wingers out. Yeah, I tell you what, that's a good shout, Jack. Wingers out. I'm going to put that poll in there. Put that in. Number 10, I don't think that's... Terry, I agree we need a number 10, but I don't think it's as... We don't need it right now because we can see Rutter there. We're yet to see Aronson there. We've seen a lot of fluidity. So I don't think it's as pressing. I still want us to get as a number 10, but I think we definitely need a left back. We definitely need an 8. We definitely could need a striker, even if alone. Because Pirro's not counted in that for me. I don't think Harry Gray can be playing many minutes. Last resort, maybe in the Cups. 10 minutes here and there. But you're looking at Bamford and Joseph. And Bamford, so I'd like another striker to compete with Joseph. Because there'll be times during the season where Joseph needs to come out because he might have hit a poor run of form, etc., etc. You know how this movie goes. Listen, don't forget to smash the likes. We're 5 away from 400. Just interesting, 36 have gone left back. See, I think CM. If I could vote, which I can't, I'd go CM. We need another 8. Because, okay, people say Kamara is very defensive. If we had an injury to Rothwell, it'd be even worse than it was under Kamara because you'd be looking at like Ampadu and Gruyev. Or maybe does he see Aronson as an 8? At which point we'd need then a 10 wouldn't we? So that's something worth thinking about. Yeah, but Joel, you Philip, you won't want to hear this because I know you dislike him. And people might disagree with me. And Lee Bow, you might say I'm clueless. But if I could choose with Joel Pirro being in my side and Patrick Bamford being in my side, I'll get more from Pat than I will from Joel. And them's the facts. So you say, like, you're ready for just burning Bamford. I think you'd said the other day, just give him away or cut his wages or something, which he's got a contract. I mean, it'd be liable. I've seen you put it in the comments. But Joel Pirro offers nothing. I don't even... Honestly, if Leeds United received a bid for Joel Pirro, they'd accept it. I think that. If they got 12 million or 10 million for Pirro from someone in Europe, they would accept it. Genuinely. They would. I know people won't agree with me, but yeah, maybe if we didn't sell that much, we'd have already got rid. Yeah. I'm just changing my thumbnail. Sorry, folks. I've just been sent my thumbnail. I had to make my own, you see. One sec. My own's never good. Because I needed to be quick. Because I know Hal had to get his head down. So I just jumped off the bus and run straight round. I wanted to go to the shop to get some munchies as well. Because I'm feeling a bit of a pig out tonight. Just, you know, when you just go and you go, right, I'm having them biscuits, them Chris. Ooh. Just like go to bed with like Chris in your hairs on your chest and all that sort of stuff. And get hungry in the middle at night and just go, oh, there's a bit of a Dorito there. And Anyway, that's that done. Right, okay, that's that changed. 3 mil, but we're not linked to Tanaka. Sorry, mate. I will get to it. Barney, am I the only person kind of hoping we sell Cree and Willie so we can play 3-4-1 full time? Use the 70 million for Sargent and Schmodics would be much more complete. I think, and I know people disagree with me, but I think we will go with a back three just because of the two fullbacks. The two fullbacks, or right, they're wing backs. We've got wing backs. That tells me straight away we're going with a back three. So you've got Jaden Bogle, right wing back. Left wing back, we've got Firpo. So good going forward. 3 centre backs: Vorber, Strauch, Rodon. It's solid. So yeah. No, you can't. I've seen people say, "Oh, Vorber will be good left," but if he's staying, he's being told he's a starter, 100%. Vorber's not. He might not start the first few games, but I think he will. There's no way Max Vorber agrees, if he has agreed, to then sit on the bench. Nah. So it's going to be a back three for me with Strauch, Vorber and Rodon. Then you'll have Firpo and Bogle. Basically, they're going to get goals for fun. Goals and assists. Bogle and Firpo. Best fullback partnership since Jamal Lewis and Max Aarons. Big up, man. He's a legend. Make sure you go download his tune. He's an absolute legend. John, not a lot, mate. Not a lot. And then, obviously, the midfield as well. So it's just so strong. I think Firpo stay. I think we're starting to settle a bit. Exactly, Barney. I agree with you. And we've seen that really in the first half. We've seen that basically when we were building up, and I may be wrong, but it looked like we would be in 2 at the back, and then whichever side we were going down, that right centre back or left centre back. So in this case, it might be say Vorber and I think it might be Rodon. They'll be tasked with giving width as well, and then they'll have the fullbacks in front of him that'll be the wingers, and then they can also come inside to your Ampadu, your Rothwells, your Gruev, whoever it may be. You've got Rutter just popping out everywhere. In fact, no Prem team is coming for Smodics. No, I think they might yet. I'd love Tyler Morton, yeah. I will watch Bogle's interview, but why do I keep saying Bogle? That's because of Gabe. Gabe did that to me. But I'm excited again. I'm excited for the season ahead. We'll probably get a lot of videos from Leeds United over the next few days while they're out in Germany, inside training, interviews and all that sort of stuff. And I love that stuff. And then I don't know when the actual game is, but we'll be able to do it. So I'll still be watching it and we'll still do a post-match. We'll still do all that. It was great. It's great to see people. Jaden Bogle's just tweeted now. Buzzing to be here. Someone set up a fake account of his earlier, man, I swear. New chapter, buzzing to be part of this massive club. Can't wait to get started. So it's good. Really, really good. Let me just listen to what he's got to say.
I knew there was interest. Since I heard that, that's where I wanted.
He wanted to be here.
It's a
Massive club it is, though.
I think that's important.
And listen, if we're being honest, it's bigger than Derby, it's bigger than Reading, it's bigger than Sheffield United. Sorry, Blades fans. So, yeah, happy days. Today's a good day. In terms of other news, I think it's been pretty bleak, hasn't it? Yeah, we might want Raksaki. Yeah, we don't want Trey Hume anymore. I know that was doing the rounds. Joe, would your mouth be selling a bit? Whittaker, I'd take Whittaker every day of the week. Where do Leeds go next? 38% say centre midfield, 31% say left back, 18% say striker, 13% say get the wingers out. Get him out. Listen, 50 minutes, over 700, nearly 800 people in there. Great video. Thank you so much for supporting the channel over the last 24 hours. It's been really, really great to see you all back involved, and that can only mean one thing. Normal football's back, baby. Normal football's back, baby. I've got 12 minutes to go to the shop and absolutely pig out. I might even buy myself a pizza. Peace out, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Love ya. Bye.